Was a girl running in our group. She had a high-speed motor in a 40 Ford coupe. She had a racing cam and a supercharged. Look at Buddy, hot rod and large. She's a hot rod. She's a hot rod.
We're just out of the start-finish line here. We're just out of the box, so we're getting going. I have a story that I put together here that just, when I read this, I said, I have to do this. I have to put this together, and I have to let my listeners know about this kind of stuff. It's just kind of cool. The electric motor, along with advanced electronics from home computers and elsewhere, are adding new dimensions to our automobile line. Yes, they are. Here is some new technology that makes absolutely no sense to me, but by God, it works. And some of it is, and they gave it some goofy names. This is crazy. It really is. It's really crazy. The GMC Hummer electric vehicle pickup has what they call crab walk. Yeah. How it works. At low speeds, the rear wheels steer up to 10 degrees in the same direction as the front wheels. That enables the Hummer electric vehicle to maneuver diagonally through tight spots, through extremely tight spots. So you can... I've driven like that already, Eric. I don't know what they're talking about. Four-wheel steering can also be used to reduce a vehicle's turning radius. For that, the rear wheels would need to steer in the opposite direction of the front wheels. Wow. This is going to be something else. Crab walk. So you want to get your Hummer in crab walk. There's a country western song there somewhere.
That sounds like a eerie.
Crab walk your Hummer. I can hear it coming. There's a country western song in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Polestar. That's a little electric company startup. Their two-door or two, the Polestar 2. It's a 5-door hatchback. Android automotive operating system with Google Assistant. Jeez. Here's how this works. The platform that operates the car's functions, infotainment, navigation, climate, phone, etc., is designed to operate as seamlessly as a smartphone. No more thumbing through the layers of submenus to change radio stations or turn on the seat heaters. The driver can operate the system by simply saying, "Hey Google," or "Okay Google," and issuing a command such as "Turn on the defroster." Beyond that, if the customer has Google Home or Alexa, the driver can do such things as turn on the lights in the garage or preheat the house with voice commands from the vehicle. Hey, Alexa or Google, turn on the heater at home. Turn on the furnace. Jeez.
I need that.
I know. We all do. This is probably the best one. That I don't get it, but it works. The Rivian. Now that's another startup electric car company. These are two new ones now so far that you've never heard of. The third one is, we get some more. The vehicle, and they make pickups, Rivian does. The R1T and the R1S SUV. They have what they call tank turn. Tank turn, yeah. On slick surfaces such as loose dirt, snow, and wet grass, Rivian vehicles with the four-motor option, you got to have a four-motor option, so there's one on each wheel, can turn in a perfect circle without moving forward or backwards more than a few inches, kind of like a wheelchair does. Electric wheelchair. The wheels on the left side spin in the opposite directions from the wheels on the right side, and the front and rear wheels on both sides may spin at different speeds. This enables the R1T and R1S to turn in place and change directions. Tell me that's not wild. You see a guy in a parking lot doing that in his car, just going around in circles. Only he's not going around in circles, he's just sitting there spinning. Woohoo. Bollinger Motors. That's another startup. And this thing's ugly. I looked at this. This is a square box on wheels. It's the B1 pickup and B2 utility vehicles, and these are all electric vehicles now. This is not. There's no combustion involved. It's called the pass-through and frunk gate. Watch the button, Eric. That's hard to say.
I'm on it. I am on it.
Bollinger's pickup and SUV, they have flat floors from the front bumper to the rear bumper because the battery pack and electric drivetrain are mounted underneath. This opens up storage space. The Bollinger engineers designed a patented system that creates a storage area in the center of the vehicle that runs 13 feet from the B1 on the truck and 16 feet on the utility vehicle. The front gate is essentially a tailgate, but at the front of the vehicle. Long items such as lumber can be loaded in a vehicle from the front. You can buy 16 footers. You open this thing is a square box on wheels. They show the front. There's a picture of it you can see the headlights and everything, and it's got a tailgate in the middle of it instead of a hood. And you pop it down, then you can open the hood, the part that's like a hood, and look all the way through to the back of the car with the trunk open. So it's a big square passageway so it's in between the driver and the passenger. You could have all kinds of stuff in there. I personally would use that as a vacation vehicle, and I'd probably have it full of beer. I'd have a cooler in there. But that's pass-through and frunk gate. I got away with it, Eric.
Say that 3 times fast.
I know. I got away with it. I'm not tempting fate. I'm not even going to try. Vehicle of the Lordstown Motors. This is Lordstown, another new electric startup. The vehicle is their Endurance. It's called Endurance pickup truck. Wheel hub motors is what it is. And here's how it works. The Endurance pickup has a unique drivetrain layout for a regular production vehicle, electric motors in each of the wheels. Whoa. Wheel hub motors are not new, they aren't, but because of their heavy weight, cooling, and sealing issues, they have not been used in consumer vehicles. The attraction of wheel hub motors is simplicity. Each motor has just one moving part, the rotor. The motor's torque is applied directly to each wheel, so there's no frictional losses. They're almost completely eliminated. The Endurance is a 4-wheel drive truck with regenerative braking in the wheels also. That's where energy is stored in the wheels from braking, the heat. One more startup electric vehicle company, the Lucid Motors. Now, Lucid doesn't sound right. I don't know why would you call your company that, but I'll take it. It's I didn't do it. Okay, I didn't name it. The vehicle is their Air sedan. And what they have for their technology, their newest thing, bi-directional charging. Power flows to today's electric vehicles in just one direction, from the grid to the vehicle's onboard charger and then into the battery pack. As electricity passes through the charger, it is converted from AC to DC power. The Air has a device. This vehicle, the Air, it's called an Air, A-I-R. Don't ask me why. Has a device dubbed the Wonder Box that contains the vehicle's power electronics and software and a converter that changes electricity from DC back to AC. The Air, when used with Lucid's planned wall box, can power a home, perhaps replacing the gasoline generator. Also, with the proper charging cord adapters, the Air can be plugged into other electric vehicles to recharge dead battery packs. So if you have a power outage at home, you just plug in your car, and you start the car up, have it be generating, and you don't even got to remember to open the garage door because there's no fumes, and you can plug it in just like having a generator for a house in your car. That's pretty cool. You think about it, that's real cool.
That sounds pretty cool to have.
Oh, I would have it in a heartbeat. Absolutely. Well, that's just 4 or 5 of the things that are coming up, but they're huge. The technology, not only are they racing to be the first electric vehicle and the first autonomous vehicle, and they're dashing and gnawing and grabbing and going to bed with every other partner they can. General Motors probably has 4 different partners in the electric car business that they're working with, trying to put stuff together. Ford, same way. Chrysler, same way. Chrysler's not as big, though. Not yet. And of course, the big companies across Mercedes, Volkswagen Group, they're killing it. But everybody is just jumping from bed to bed, saying, "This is my new bedmate. We're gonna make this car. Here's another partner. Here's another new partner." It's crazy. It's crazy. But not only is all that happening, but the scientists are oblivious to this shocking for position. They're building technology. They are doing things that are just insane. And I think it's great. You want to be perfectly honest with you? I think it's great. Technology is that's what made. How do you think Henry Ford made the first car? How do you think he built that, Eric? He had technology.
Right.
He had technology. He was a machinist, and he had ideas, and he just did things that nobody else did before.
Right. And the one common thing that you and I both have in this conversation every time we talk about electric cars is how are we pushing the envelope way too quick? You know, do they have the right supplies, the right material, the right everything from the batteries to the wiring to the little, cables, whatever you want to call it?
I'm telling you, my personal grief is with the power grid. I'm just worried that we just will not be able to charge these cars.
Right.
And everybody's going to have an electric car and no gas car, and no way to get around because the car's dead and they got no electricity.
Right.
That worries me. Because we're stuck. If nothing else, if you ran out of gas, you could pour whiskey down in the tank. You could run it on good whiskey. You'd probably run a little sideways. You'd probably crab walk. But I think that's what happened to my car that night.
Yeah.
I think the booze made it crab walk, but it wasn't in the tank. I got to tell you, I just worry about it.
Right. It's the biggest question I guess you and I both have is like, yeah, we get it. It's great. It's a good idea and everything like that. But the moment that one person can have it, but we were talking about millions and millions of people having it. Like, do you have enough power resources?
Are we going to be able to make it happen?
Right.
That's the question.
Right.
It's really something we haven't done for a while, and I've been on my soapbox and talking about different technologies. We haven't taken a little trip around the car world just to see what the heck is going on here. And there's a lot of cool stuff going on. Some of it's not fun though. Some of it bothers this poor Corvette is doomed. This new Corvette. General Motors is halting production of the Chevrolet Corvette for the rest of the week after the new coronavirus restrictions disrupted the supply chain in Mexico. This is reported by the Detroit News. I didn't just make this up. General Motors spokesman David Barnes, that's it, told the newspaper that Bowling Green Assembly Plant in Kentucky will be closed Wednesday for Veterans Day and will remain closed Thursday and Friday because of the supply disruption. That poor Corvette just can't get on the road. They can't get it built, Eric. It's a beautiful little car. I think it's going to be really cool. I know I'd like to have one, but I'm not going to buy one just to put in my car, in my garage.
Same here.
And I would have to just put it in the garage because I can't get in it to drive it.
You'll be able to get in.
Oh, no.
Oh, come on.
No.
Now.
And if I did, I wouldn't get out. That's the problem. You'd have to airlift me out of there.
No, we don't have to do anything like that.
Oh, my God. Well, it's a beautiful car. And I hope they get to make it. We should talk about auto show and what the story is on the auto show. What's the big deal about these virtual auto shows? I'll tell you. More than half of new vehicle buyer households that attend the New York International Auto Show said their auto show experience influenced their buying decision, according to study. This is a study by Foresight Research. The 10-year study of the show analyzed the audience demographics, media influence value, and purchase influence of the long-time event. The study also touted that the value of auto shows in general. They are ranked first at the most influential marketing channel or media channel, just ahead of digital. This is according to the U.S. Auto Show Immersion reports. The auto show is a big deal, guys. The study found that in the past decade, the New York show attracted an average of 628,000 households annually. About 83% of the attendees said shopping was their motivation to attend. Last year, 62% of auto buyers attending the New York show said it influenced their decision. The average dwell time at the show, how much they hang around, in 2019 was 4.75 hours. Well, Eric, if you're going to see everything, let me just tell you. You ever go to one of the auto shows at Chicago at McCormick?
Yes.
My God, it's huge.
Yeah, it's huge.
It's absolutely huge. You could be there forever.
Yeah.
And if you have to ask one question of somebody at the booth, you're going to be there another half an hour.
That's just for them to explain everything, whatever the car is all about. You're just there listening, and I'm like, all right, I just asked a simple question. I didn't ask for a whole story.
Yeah, I usually have a question for the people at Volvo because they have the best models. Volvo and Jaguar.
I'll do the Jaguar or the Volvo.
Yeah, they have some great models at their booth.
Something about Volvo's models. Something about Volvo's doesn't really catch my attention.
She who will be obeyed has a fit when I start drooling all over the auto show. There's some pretty girls up there dressed up right too. Let me tell you.
That is true.
Yeah. Well, here's another story. This is Nissan. In a bold move to sell more of its volume-leading Rogue crossovers, Nissan will bring Toyota to its dealerships. Oh yeah, little trick of the trade here. The automaker plans to put its arch competitor's RAV4 compact crossover on Nissan lots to show shoppers how the Rogue stands up head-to-head against the segment leader. The campaign coincides with the introduction of the redesigned 2021 Rogue, which is arriving at Nissan stores. The RAV4 has been outselling the Rogue 2-1. But there have been months in which the Rogue outsold the RAV4. This goes up and down. Through this September, the Rogue was the fourth best-selling compact crossover behind RAV4, Honda CR-V, and Chevy Equinox. Nissan will offer dealers a rented RAV4 at no cost for customers to test drive and compare with the Rogue during December. Nissan expects about half of the 1,074 U.S. dealers to sign on to this idea. I'm telling you, that's not a bad idea. The only problem is you might sell more RAV4s for Toyota that way too.
No, true.
Somebody gets this and says, "Well, man, this thing rides better than that stinking Nissan. I ain't buying that." I'm telling you, it could go both ways.
It can.
It can be good for you, and it can be really bad for you. It could ruin your sales, or it could, or boost them. Boost them. Yeah.
It's that happy medium where they could go good, it could go bad.
I don't know if I would. I don't know if I was selling cheese. I don't think I'd have somebody else's cheese over here. Try this. See how bad it is. What if they like it better?
Right.
And then they turn to the people with them and say, "Boy, this is better."
Right. While the other person next to them like, "Are you sure?" And that's where the kind of like.
Yeah, you're actually offering. You're asking for a flop. You're asking for
pretty
to
much.
fail. You're asking
that's
to
the
fail.
perfect way to put it.